Hello, hello. We are here. Oh, I was contemplating not streaming tonight because I'm a little tired, but I'm taking Sunday off, so because of going to my parents for Thanksgiving. So we are here. We are going to continue on with the MSQ, but before I can get the next quest for the MSQ, I actually have to do 3 call them trials. So I have to do Bowl of Embers hard. Let me see. What was all of them? I don't think I have them all unlocked. I think I have to do them one at a time and unlock them. The Howling Eye hard. And the Naval hard. So for me to pick up this one from Papolino, I have to do the Bowling Embers hard. So that's what we're gonna do. I can now queue up for things as a healer because I went and I used my tombstones that I had, and I got some jewelry, so I have enough item level. Okay, so we're gonna queue up for the Bowl of Embers hard. Hopefully it won't take too long since I'm a healer. And we'll do that, and then go from there. What does Urianger have? Let's see, what was the second one? The Howling Eye and Navel. He might have the other ones. Let's see. A whirl of a time. The Lord of Whirl, slain at thy hand, was a deed both heroic and historic, a tale to be told down the ages. I fear, however, that the terror of the indigo deep did slumber but briefly in the ethereal sea. The maelstrom hath assured me with unhappy certitude that Leviathan doth stir from the abyss once more. Should this indeed prove the case, then we face a most troubling and chilling predicament. The Lord of the Whirl is a ferocious being, not less than a treasure trove of crystals would serve to lure the entity back to our plane of existence. 'Tis folly, then, to believe that the sea-bound beastmen could gather such a haul with such impossible accuracy. The Sahagin, I believe, had been entertaining Asian guests. A threat of unprecedented magnitude now loometh over Limsa. Take thee the swiftest road to Maelstrom Command, and offer thy stalwart service. Thy shining light must needs celebrate the ocean's darkened swell. And that's Shiva, and that's okay. We won't worry about those ones right now, but I'm pretty sure the Whirl is one of the ones we need. So while we're waiting for this queue to pop, we'll go to Limsa, right? Yeah, we'll go to Limsa. All stuff again. Ugh, constant stuffiness. To castle. I think that the queues would pop a little bit faster as a healer. Sergeant Swirl, you are, as ever, a welcome sight at Maelstrom Command. Our worst fears are realized. The primal Leviathan has returned to threaten our shores. We did not think it possible for the fishbacks to summon... Oh. Ooh, I need to bring up a fairy. You know, we've done this before. I'm surprised it's doing the cutscene. Every time I go to try to, like, do some DPS, makes me move. So much flashing. Play this game, you better not, okay, let's pay attention. So much flashing. You better not, like, be, like, have, like, seizure, like, prone to seizures if you do this game. Like, so many flashes. Oh my lord. Oh my god. Okay, we did it. We did it. Oh, there's loot. There's loot. I rolled a 1 and I got it. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. Threaten our shores. We did not think it possible for the fishbacks to summon their rapacious god without a considerably longer period of preparation. But there can be no mistake. Prior to contacting Urianger, we received a report detailing the most complete destruction of a merchant fleet upon the open sea. Only one vessel managed to limp into port, bearing the decidedly unwelcome news of Leviathan's resurgence. I'm getting worried about my monitor. Just went black again. It's like the third time in like a week. Judging by the testimony given by the surviving crew members, the massive waves the entity leveled against the ships dwarfed anything we have ever seen the primal command. Okay. Entity leveled against the ships dwarfed anything we have ever seen the primal command before. Should he unleash a tidal wave of similarly empowered proportions, Limsa would be scraped straight from this island like a barnacle from a hull. It is with such dread imagings in my mind that I bid you sail forth to slay the Lord of World yet again. Our strategy remains unchanged. The twin vessel, the Whirl Eater, is already being prepared under the command of Storm Marshal Slafferzen. Make your way to Moraby Docks. Once your own preparations are complete, seek out Sergeant Sternlona alone, and she will see you safely aboard the ship. May the navigator guide and protect you. Go speak with her. Him, her, I don't know. Them. Go speak to them. What level is this? Or is this just... Oh. Okay. Let me see. It's like item level 60, but the one I have on is item level 110. I didn't realize that there was okay. Well, oops, maybe I shouldn't have needed them. Going to Fishman. Where are we going? Oh, over here. Thought we're still going to still be in them set. Apparently not. Storm Sergeant Sternlona at your service. The Whirl Eater is loaded and ready, madam. I'll give the signal for the towing vessel to depart as soon as you're aboard, Leviathan. A Leviathan was sighted some distance from the coast, so there should be more than enough time to build up it to ramming speed. The entire crew is willing to lay down their lives to ensure you reach your target, madam, so you just concentrate on skewering that overgrown sea serpent. Oh no, it's the Whirl Eater. Okay, that's not the one. Well, hello! It's open. Hello, Kyle Wolf. Okay, I think I can get this Garuda one. So we'll go do that. Go to investment thing. To where Minfilia usually is. Okay, yeah, we can get this one from Papalymo. in Garuda is in for Garuda awakening. Ah, Toffee, I hear you have triumphed over Ifrit. Of course, this is no less a feat than I would expect of the Warrior of Light. But well done all the same. Now I full had a mind to crack open a bottle of 1547 Bacchus, but the celebration must keep. Garuda, I'm afraid to say, has also returned. As you well know, Garuda's appetite for destruction far exceeds that of our primals. Not to dishearten you, but in her latest incarnation, the appetite has become nigh insatiable. In the short time since her return, she has already wreaked tremendous havoc. You must send her back to the ether before she can do any more damage. In the meantime, Ida and I will assist the Order of the Twin Adder in their recovery effort. When you previously faced Garuda, 'twas the Enterprise that bore you through the storm that shielded her domain. Well, a storm is as a spring breeze beside what she has raised this time. No airship could hope to penetrate it, and so you must count ourselves fortunate that the Order of the Twin Adder chanced to discover a beastman aetheryte leading to the Howling Eye. Before you do aught else, I suggest you pay a visit to the Adder's Nest and have words with Commander Hulo. He will be able to tell you about the said aetheryte, among other things. Make no mistake, the Lady of the Vortex will prove a formidable opponent, but I believe that you can weather the storm. May the 12 keep you safe. Okay, let's see if I'm doing these. Okay, so we are doing the right one for this. What do we have to do for the naval? Okay, so we have to do this one first. Where do we get this one? I'm just looking at the wiki here. Where do we pick it up? Ishtola and the Waking Sands. Already have it? Maybe? No. Maybe after we do the Garuda one? Let me see. Is it? Okay, well, we'll go to the Adder's Nest, which is in Gridania. And if it's not apparent after that, then we'll figure out how we get the third one unlocked. Teleport to Gridania. Oh, I didn't need to use a ticket. I used them. Ooh, it's very rainy here. Ah, Toffee of the Scions, we are grateful for your aid. As you will already know, the accursed Ixal has summoned Garuda once more. Since her return, she has wasted no time unleashing her fury upon the region. Extensive damage has been reported in both the Twelveswood and Corthus. She must be stopped, and soon, lest more lives be lost. In the name of the Elder Seedseer, I humbly request you put an end to her reign of terror. As in the past, Garuda keeps her court within the Howling Eye, which is perpetually protected by a raging tempest. Fortunately, we have learned of an alternate way into her domain. XIV have constructed an Aetheryte within Nataland, their stronghold in the central highlands of Porthos. The Aetheryte will take you to Garuda's tempestuous realm. We owe this discovery to the Guardians, who the Elder Seer says desire to repay the kindness you showed them. For the sake of our people, as well as theirs, may your mission be met with success. So we have to go towards this. And then fly over there. And apparently I hit the wrong button, like I usually do when I do this. Let's try this again. Oh my goodness. Okay, here. Yes. No. Oh. I did it. Okay. Fly over there. So last night, a bit after raid, in my WoW raid, and then this morning, and a little tiny bit after work today, I played Legion Remix in WoW. So they came out with, a while ago, they came out with Mop Remix, and it was pretty popular. It was like a really very different way to go through content. It was like a really easy way to like get transmog and mounts and pets and toys and all that stuff. So they did that with Mop, and it was very fun. So now they decided to do it with Legion, and so yeah, that started this week. So I got in there. It's actually pretty fun. It's different than they did for Mop Classic, which isn't a bad thing. So yeah, so I might, we'll see if I can find some time in between everything else I do, between work and streams and my WoW raid nights and stuff. We'll see if I can squeeze in enough time to play Legion Remix off stream. If not, then I might dedicate like a stream or so a week, maybe, to doing it, just so there's like tons of things I want to collect in it. So yeah. Okay, so this one, is it the Howling Eye? We just opened up. Let's see if this one is faster. And then the next one we go to, okay, we have to go back to Vesper Bay, so might as well head there. So we're in the right area for when this is done. So yeah, so with these remix things, your gear is way different than in retail. It has like crazy stats on it, and you get a weapon. Well, last time it was a cloak, I think. This time it's a weapon, where you just basically just build up all these stats and like more XP, so you level faster, like on ults and stuff. It's kind of hard to explain how it works, but it does seem pretty fun. Okay, yeah, we have to get the next one from Ustola. So we have to do the Howling Eye hard, and then we can do the quest from Ustola, get the last one, and do that one, and then we can finally get into 2.5. So I was hoping to possibly do 2.5 and 2.55 tonight, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. I mean, there's not a lot of quests in 2.5. There's only...
It's a trap!
8. Hello, hello. Thank you for the raid. How you doing tonight? I was Ace Attorney next, right? Ace Attorney. Dual Destinies. I don't think I've ever heard that. How was your stream? The Zen Garden has spread to you. Have some tea and healing energy to go with it. You deserve all the love and appreciation. Oh, that is so sweet. You managed to finish Dual Destinies. Final Fantasy 14 going good. I'm just working through the main story quests. I'm only like, we're just doing the last little bit of Around Reborn, like I'm on 2.5, but I can't really continue on with it until I do these hard difficulty, what do they call? I just trials. That's it. So I got one complete, and now I just need 2 more done. I'm just waiting for the queues to pop. Even as a healer, there's a wait, which is I'm not used to in MMOs. Usually you're a healer and it's like pretty much insta queues, but we're actually having to wait. And 3 minutes in this queue feels like a lifetime. And my nose is all stuffy again. It's driving me nuts. So yeah, we're going to my parents on Sunday, because here in Canada, technically Monday is Thanksgiving. Although, at least the people I know and in my family, we tend to do the actual Thanksgiving dinner on the weekend. Probably just because, travel. Because, like, for me to go visit my parents, it's like 3 hours, well, just under 3 hours away. So we're gonna leave early Sunday morning. We'll probably get there by 11 noon-ish, hang out with my parents for a bit, and then there's gonna be 11 of us for Thanksgiving dinner, and then we'll spend the night, and then in the morning we'll come back. That is the plan for Thanksgiving. And we went grocery shopping yesterday. It was I'm always amazed every year, like when Halloween stuff comes out, and then we went grocery shopping yesterday, and they have Christmas stuff out already, and it's not just at Costco, which always seems to be like a season ahead of everything. Because most definitely the last 2-3 weeks at Costco, they've started bringing out their Christmas stuff, like Christmas trees and Christmas decorations and Christmas treats and all that stuff. You don't celebrate Thanksgiving here in Sweden. It's my birthday on Sunday. There, oh, happy birthday! But yeah, so it wasn't just at Costco that had this stuff. Like I said, they're always ahead. They always have, like, it's summertime, and then they bring out the fall clothes and stuff. And no. We went to just like, well, it's called Sobeys. It's just a local grocery store. Well, it's a chain. And even there is starting to bring out like the Christmas treats already, the chocolates and the cookies and all that stuff that usually only comes out at Christmas. It's like, it's not even Halloween yet. They have Christmas stuff in that place where I buy cleaning stuff. I always get like, Halloween comes first. Yeah. Well, my husband's always like, we have here Remembrance Day in November. And it's like, remember all the fallen soldiers from previous wars and stuff like that. And my husband's always like, Christmas doesn't start until after Remembrance Day. But the stores didn't get the memo, and it's not even mid-October, and they got Christmas stuff out already. It's crazy. Okay, come on, DPS. Hit accept. Hit accept. You can do it. Nope, apparently not. Oh. Okay, come on, DPS. Okay, one more. You can do it. You can do it. Hit accept. Let's go. They did it. They hit accept. I'm not gonna watch the cutscene. Watch what we did on normal mode. Remember this fight. Only done it like once on regular. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's just try to heal. I did it! I love the fights in this game. We beat her again? We did? By the way, since you play MMO, do you play Protocol? I would play it since mutuals have been tempting me to return to MMO, but all the games I already play, I feel like I might... Oh, yeah. Right now, yeah. I am not playing it. I think it's... Is it more of like a gacha game? I feel like it's more than a gacha game, and I'm trying to stay away from gacha games. I played a couple of the gacha games, but I don't know. Right now, though, I am overwhelmed with what I'm already playing because I'm playing Final Fantasy. I raid 2 nights and 2 days in World of Warcraft. So I raid Wednesday, Thursday nights. I raid in World of Warcraft, and Saturday and Sunday mornings I also raid in World of Warcraft. So I don't have time for another game. Okay, let's unlock this one, and that should be the last one, and then we can actually continue on with the story. So both Ifrit and Garuda are now vanquished by your hands. Truly, you have earned yourself a rest. Would that you had the luxury of time and to enjoy it. It pains me to say that Titan has also returned, and with a vengeance. As with the case with his primal brethren, he has grown stronger than he was before. When I went about my investigation, all indications suggested that the kobolds were nowhere near ready to resume their summoning rites. Give me 1 second. I think I heard my dog get into something. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I just need to check my dog because earlier my husband took him out and apparently he was sick in the backyard, and I thought I heard him being sick again, and my husband had run out to the store, so I wanted to check. But apparently I'm just hearing things. He's fine. He's looking at me like, what? What's the problem? He was just lying there. The gotcha is only in customization and mounts. You don't get any sort of benefits apart from traveling speed and looking cool and cute. Yeah, I played Infinity Nikki, which it was technically like it's a gotcha game, but it's all about the cosmetics, and I very easily get sucked into that. I had a lot of fun playing Infinity Nikki. Up to the point where I realized that I was trying to be as free to play as possible. There was a couple things I bought, and it was mostly like the what do you call it? Like the almost like it's kind of like a battle pass type thing. But even with that, I could never get enough of the currency to do enough pulls to get one of the outfits that I wanted. And they came out with different banners or whatever very regularly. So I just got frustrated. I'd get down to like because in Infinity Nikki, if you played it, you get outfits, and they're pretty much purely, except for the ones that you need, you get. You don't need to like pull them. The other ones are just purely cosmetic, and but you have to get each piece of the outfit, like the dress, the gloves, the shoes, the tights, the hair, the everything, right? And I would be down to like one thing I needed to complete the whole outfit, and I wouldn't be able to get it before the banner went away, no matter how hard I tried, unless I paid real money, and I got frustrated and stopped playing. It's Infinity Nikki, like, it was a lot of fun though. But it turns out they were deceiving us. I should have known better. The kobold's subterranean domain runs deep, and they can easily hoard crystals with our being none the wiser. And a vast hoard it must have been. Till now, Garuda was the most powerful among the three recently active primals, but according to our latest readings, Titan had usurped that honor. A primal's might is determined by two factors: the amount of crystals it has gorged upon and the fervor of its believers. I would like nothing more than to measure precisely how strong the Lord of Crags has become, but I fear the time for such prudence is run out. Sorry. Husband just got back from the store. Okay, have a good sleep. We have already received an official request for assistance from the Maelstrom, and as you might expect, it is addressed to you. For your previous encounter with Titan, you traveled to his Demison, whatever, by way of the Aetheryte being discovered by the Company of Heroes. Sad to say, this Aetheryte is no longer seems to respond. But do not despair, for the Maelstrom has reportedly found another in its place. You will want to speak with Commander Ricky at Maelstrom Command for the details. I cannot stress this enough, but Titan has grown fearsome strong. See to it you spare no preparation. Okay, so back to Limsa. My husband also brought me candy, licorice, all sorts. He usually gets me, when you go to the store on Fridays, he usually gets me a Slurpee, but apparently it was all syrup and it wasn't frozen, so we got me candy instead. Sergeant Swirl, your presence is most welcome. I'm chagrined that we must turn to you again to lay Titan low. No doubt this is yesterday's news to you, for the Lord of Crags has returned more ferocious and formidable than he was before. We cannot fathom how the kobolds were able to obtain such vast hoards of crystals in so short a time. We will learn the answer to in the coming moons, I suspect. First things first. We need you to vanquish Titan before he and the kobolds have a chance to wreak havoc on Limsa Lominsa. You have failed the primal before, and we believe that you can emerge victorious once more. We've learned a new 8th rite that will take you to the navel. It's situated deep within Ugamaru mines, but the most convenient of locations, not the most convenient of locations, admittedly, so you will have to cut yourself a path. Please make all haste. Titan's mere presence emboldens the kobolds, and it is only a matter of time before they move in force against us. May the navigator guide you on your way, Sergeant. Okay. Jump overlook. Fly from there.
Hello.
Hello, Sephiroth. I'm gonna avoid as much as I can. Can't get through there. What the heck? How do I get to where I need to go here? Oh wait. Just. Oh. I missed the turn. Finally! I made it. anything? Well, we got it. Apparently not. Okay, fine. No upgrades. We'll talk to Minphilia. Minphilia! I am most eager to address the Ascian threat. However, we dare not neglect our other pressing concerns. We both know full well that Saint Shiva will not be the last primal we face, and our relationship with Ishgard is still tenuous at best. To think that the resolution of the primal threat was once the sole priority of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Some days I wonder if it was wise of us to take on so many other responsibilities. I need to get some water. Lest she forget, antecedent, the Scions need not shoulder the burden alone. Were not the Crystal Braves established for this very reason? True, we are presented with a multitude of problems. However, we have all the resources we need to address them in turn. Toffee, in particular, is ever a steadying hand who I trust will continue to support the Braves. To what do we owe the pleasure? Have there been further developments regarding the situation in Ul'dah? As expected, the Immortal Flames have been struggling to cope with the revelation that one of their highest-ranking officers was a Garlean agent. Suffice it to say, Telegia Delegi and his monetarists have wasted no time in attempting to turn the situation to their advantage. Coupled with ongoing unrest, the Flames are finding themselves hard-pressed. Plainly, General Ruban needs our help, and I will direct the Crystal Braves to offer what support they can. If I am to stay abreast of the latest developments and issue effective orders, however, I cannot afford to waste time traveling back and forth. And so for the foreseeable future, I think it would be for the best if I were to remain in Ul'dah, unless you have an objection. None whatsoever. We have matters here well in hand. When Breda's research is proceeding as planned? So she tells me, though I am not familiar with the details. Urianger is poring over his tomes at the Waking Sands, and the others are contributing in their own ways. Alas, the key problem, how to form an ethereal blade as well, remains unsolved. Nevertheless, it is only a matter of time. Toffee, while we focus on that task, mayhap you can assist Alphino and his braves with theirs. It would do so much to restore faith in the Immortal Flames if the Warrior of Light was seen working on their behalf. Never forget that your esteemed status allows you to act in ways that those more tightly bound into organizations and nations cannot. As ever, I implore you to do so. Not that your response was ever in doubt, but I humbly thank you once more for aiding our cause. Now then, there are preparations I must attend to before my departure, such as receiving Raoul's latest report. He has proven to be quite skilled at gathering information others wish kept secret, hence why I placed him under my direct command and ordered him to investigate the Ul'dah riots. When you are finished here, join me outside. Depending on what he has to say, I may soon have a favor to ask. If there are any developments on our front, I shall inform you at once in the usual fashion. Okay, we'll speak with Ryle. Oh, sorry about that. I just realized there was an ad break on. Pleasure as always, Toffee. You'll be escorting the commander to Alda, I take it? Actually, I have another task in mind for her. If you would be so kind as to repeat your report for her benefit. Right then. Me and mine have been making inquiries into the source of the weapons that found their ways into refugee hands a ways back. We caught wind of something promising. A rather large purchase of sharp and pointy things by a black marketeer holed up near Highbridge. I doubt that this man would have secured such quantity of weapons if he did not already have clients waiting. Clients that, for whatever reason, would prefer for their transactions to remain secret. Brings to mind that merchant that caught an arrow while talking to Toffee, don't it? Generous fellow he was, doling out swords and spears to the downtrodden and disgruntled. Which isn't to say that these clients have the same mischief in mind, but if ye want to be sure, it might be prudent to intervene before they collect their goods, savvy? Seasoning weapons before they fall into the wrong hands would be for the best. However, if we strike at the appointed hour, we might capture the black marketeer as well as his clients. What do you say, Toffee? Then it is settled. Rendezvous with Captain Ilberd at Highbridge and intervene when the exchange takes place. Now then, if you would excuse me, I must leave for Alda. I expect good tidings. Okay. The Highbridge. Ilberd. Ah, Toffee. My scouts have been keeping a close eye on the black marketeer, and it would seem his guests have arrived. It would also seem that he has hired more than a few men to stand guard. Common thugs of no consequence, but they nonetheless pose a threat. Even so, I feel compelled to apologize. This is far beneath a woman of your standing, and Commander Lavallée needn't have dispatched you hither. But powerful men ever have need of loyal, able-bodied friends. Having found one in you, 'tis only natural that he would come to rely upon you without hesitation. Now then, we should make for the burning wall without delay, and secure those weapons. The first unit will ensure that the clients do not escape. With me, Toffee. going exactly? There. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to take shortcuts and it's not working. I spy the man, but there are sure to be others. I have a plan. While you approach the sentry and create a distraction, my man and I will slip past and catch the black marketeer on the wings. Once you've disposed of the thugs, wait for us outside the tunnel entrance. Any questions? Then let's us be off. Good luck, my friend. Can we fly down there? There we go. Who goes there? An adventurer? Damn fool. Should have never come here. Just keep on popping up. Okay, now we have to wait for Ilbert outside the tunnel entrance. Okay. We're waiting. We're waiting. I don't understand. What's this all about? Get. Investigate the district. What's going on down here? What's the racket? Suspicious. As you can see, this is a fine mess. I am not trusting Ilbert for some reason. He's giving me a vibe. Look, he's up to something. When I tried to restrain him, he drew a hidden blade and lashed out. But before I could disarm him, one of my subordinates panicked, and this is the result. How foolish of me to underestimate the bastard, and to bring an inexperienced recruit. Commander Lavier will be most disappointed. Darn it all. A golden opportunity wasted. As for the clients, though we know not how, they slipped past our perimeter. At present, the first is currently tracking a party of dusk white sellswords we suspect may be them. Would that we could have enlisted the aid of the immortal flames or the brass blades. Alas, we're here to aid them. They're in no position to aid us. Well, at the very least, we have secured the weapons, yet even that accomplishment is lacking. The information we received indicated a massive shipment, and this is anything but. I will join the first in their hunt for the dusk white sellswords. If the gods are good, we will catch them before they escape into the Black Shroud. In the meantime, I ask that you deliver these weapons to Alda in my stead. Entrust them to the Third's Hasi case. He will take care of the rest. Okay, to Alda. Exactly. Go back to the aetherite, whatever, the stone thing over here. See if we can figure out where we're going. Yeah, it's like, oh wait. Nope, go to... Weaver's Guild? And then we can go that way? Sure. There they are. Ah, the Warrior of Light, ever reliable friend of the Crystal Braves. You have my deepest thanks for your assistance at Corthus. Now, what brings you to us this day? I got a crate of weapons. What's that? Oh, apparently that was me putting down the crate. A gift of weapons from a certain black marketeer, courtesy of Captain Ilberd, you say? Understood. Once we've cataloged the contents, I'll have them delivered to the Hall of Names. Please. This cannot be anything, can it? This cannot be everything, can it? Briole stated that with confidence that there would be a far greater quantity of weapons. A blatant falsehood. Clearly, Raoul is unfamiliar with the ways of Alda merchants. Whoever strive to present themselves as greater than they are. We should be thankful that his information was not completely erroneous, and that we managed to achieve anything worth at all. It's still something worth celebrating, isn't it, Lieutenant? Besides, we've got more important things to worry about, like fighting those Garleans up north. There'll be no fighting if I have anything to say about it. Our orders are to stand watch, not to seek glory in battle. If you have no further need of us, then I shall take my unit to the Ceruleum processing plant. Time for the fourth to earn their keep, eh? Fight well, Elaine, for the freedom of all. Excellent work as always, my friend. Rest assured that the immortal flames will hear of your contribution until we meet again. Toffee, a word, if you please. Yeah? Not here. Look for me at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. No need for whistling this time. Don't you worry. Okay. Thanks for indulging me request. Few places better than a market for privacy, I find. All the hustlin' and the bustlin' o' Kermis means most conversations go unnoticed. I'll get to the point. At the burning wall, when you and the captain interrupted the exchange, what happened? Tell me everything. Leave no detail out. That's not quite how the first told it. These dusk whites they were chasing. Latest word is that they lost the trail. But you never saw them yourself? Not before the fighting started, and not after? Something ain't right. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it in my bones. I'm not daft enough to be misled by some merchant's drunken boasts. Our information was reliable. Goddamn it, I know he purchased those weapons. As if I've never deciphered a moneylender's books, or had to follow a transaction back to its source. Did plenty owe that back when the Braves were getting started, believe me. The commander wanted assurances that we weren't taking Gil from the wrong sort of benefactors. Of course, these days, the money flows like water, and the first and the third get the shiniest new toys. I think there's something suspicious too, real. Don't worry. Forgive me, friend. I've got a lot on me mind these days. And I appreciate you lending an ear. Right then. Best get back to it. Coffee, can you hear me? This is Totoro. Your presence is urgently requested at the Rising Stones. Please come and see me as soon as you are able. Okay. To Totoro. Thank you for coming so quickly, Toffee. We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. A most determined lady, by all indications. Oh, I know who it is. I can't think of her name, but I can picture her in my mind. Our guest is with the antecedent and the solar at present. Let's not keep them waiting any longer, shall we?
We have a guest from Ishgard who wishes to speak with you. I believe the two of you have met.
We have.
I was right.
I had hoped to speak with Commander
Oh,
Leveilleur
Lucy,
as well,
Lucy.
but I cannot afford to wait any longer. The Lord Commander sent me hither to request your aid in a matter of grave import.
You see now why I had Tataru summon you.
Now that we're all assembled, perhaps you would be good enough to elaborate on the nature of the matter which brought you to us.
The Observatorium's astrologians have sounded the alarm. Last night, the Dragonstar burned with an intensity not seen in 15 summers, not since the Dravanians engaged the Empire in the Battle of Silvertear Skies.
The northern sky doth burn full bright upon the Wormlord's call. The red behemoth beckoneth, and flame consumeth all.
The old Curthan rhyme, aye. The brightening of the Dragonstar is said to accompany the roar of a great worm. The astrologians believe that it was Midgard Soma himself who cried out on this occasion.
After an absence of centuries, the King of Kings did return to lead his kind against the might of Garlemald, only to fall in his duel with the Agrius, proud flagship of the Garlean fleet. Devoid of life, his corpse remaineth entwined about the Magitech monstrosity even unto this day.
Urianger has the right of it. Whatever this alteration in the Dragonstar portends, the Great Worm has shown no sign of life. Tataru, have the Domans reported aught out of the ordinary?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if Midgard Soma had roared, wouldn't we have heard it here in Revenant's Toll?
Roar is but a figure of speech. Dravanians can communicate in ways beyond our ken. It is for this very reason that we are forced to look for signs in the heavens. We cannot say with any confidence that a great worm roared at all, much less that it was Midgard Soma. Only by directly examining the Keeper of the Lake can we be certain. However, it will take too long to gain the Holy See's approval to dispatch the Temple Knights. Therefore, Sir Emric would entrust this task to you. Do you accept? We knew you would not disappoint us. Now, if you would excuse me, I must return and assist the Lord Commander. We have precious little time to prepare.
To prepare for what, pray tell?
When a great worm roars, his brethren cannot choose but answer. We prepare for battle.
She's a little intense. Forgive me if I state which you already know, but I would ensure that you understand the nature of your destination. As Urianger stated, what we now call the Keeper of the Lake is the wreckage of the Agrius, former flagship of the Imperial fleet, and the corpse of the worm responsible for its destruction. 15 years ago, at the next step in his campaign to subjugate Eorzea, Gaius Van Balsar attempted to seize control of Mordona. So massive was his force that all thought his victory a foregone conclusion. But an unlikely ally came to Eorzea's aid that day. Midgard Soma, a legendary guardian of Silvertear Falls, burst forth from beneath the waves of the lake and led a host of dragons against the Garlean airships overhead. In what would later become known as the Battle of Silvertear skies, the great worm felled countless airships before engaging the Aegis. In the ensuing struggle, the flagship's Solarium engines failed, and it tumbled into the lake below. Yet this victory came at a great cost, for the explosion which followed claimed the life of the great worm as well. The same explosion transferred Silver Tear Falls into the desolate wasteland it is today, draining the lake of its waters and crystallizing aether for moms around. Yet a remnant of the lake remains, and at its center, a constant reminder of the fateful day long ago. In accordance with Sir Amric's wishes, our Doman allies have been standing watch over the keeper of the lake. It would be wise to speak with them before investigating the wreckage yourself. Be careful, my friend. We know not what dangers await you within. Now then, let us not neglect our own tasks. There is much to be done, and precious little time to do it. Okay. To go find the Doman. Here. We'll go Revenant. Okay, Revenant's tool. Well, we'll just fly the rest of the way. Okay. And it looks like we're going into an instance. I think we're gonna heal it. We're gonna heal it. You're in luck, miss. I was about to send word to Revenant's Toll about the Garleans. Of late, I've seen small ships, likely from Castrum Century, come and go from the keeper of the lake. Though I cannot say for certain at this distance, I believe they may be salvaging something from within the wreckage. The Castrum's supply lines have been cut for some time, and I'd wager they're desperately in need of spare parts and other equipment. So it's true then. The Ishgardians honestly fear that the worm might rise again? Well, from here, that seems rather unlikely. But if it's assurances they want, you've no choice but to inspect the corpse in its entirety. Easier said than done, given the creatures which inhabit the wreckage, and the aforementioned Garleans who won't take kindly to your presence. They're sure to fire upon an airship, so I'd advise a more stealthy approach. Take this boat and a few of your comrades to the base of the Agrius. Then climb to the top. That's the only viable approach, I'd say. Go to the keeper lake. So we're gonna keeper of the lake. watch this cutscene. It's the first time I make it. Well, all I'm doing is healing, and I had healing aggro, so definitely gonna concentrate on healing. Well, this isn't good. The legs. We're off to a really good start in this dungeon. This is why I don't heal. Ugh. Jeez Louise. Yeah, definitely freaking concentrating on healing. Okay. Oh my god. I'm looking forward to the boss fights. I'm supposed to pick these up. Okay. Oh my goodness. Interesting. At least he's getting hit harder by the trash than the bosses, though. So that's interesting. I kind of remember this dungeon. taking so much damage. Wait, oh yeah, my fairy's out. I'm trying to figure out why I can't use some of my spells. Hey, we did it. That bird just like screeched. It's like, ah! It's like, remember correctly, they're like using this dragon.
Who treadeth now upon my bones, and waketh me from slumber sweet?
It looks like a statue.
Thou hast forgotten the face of thy Lord. Remember, mortal, and fear me. I knew there was going to be something that was going to like take up all of it. Dragons, I guess. Oh, come on. Okay. I'm so used to say like, don't stand in the poop, but sometimes you have to, because it hasn't gone off yet in this game, so you have to wait for one to go off so you can go in that spot. Okay. If I stand here, now I go in the middle. Okay. we did it. We started off rough. We had a couple wipes at the beginning. One because I got lag. One because the tank didn't have his tank stance on. So it was hitting everybody but him. Okay.
By her gifts hast thou earned a moment's reprieve. Speak, mortal, and I shall listen. Guided by a star. My people have heard the song. Ishgard shall burn. Sons must answer for their father's misdeeds. We do not forget. We do not forgive. 7 children did I sire. One now singeth of retribution. I rise to join in the chorus. Thou art powerless to silence us, mortal. Yet thou shalt not live to labor in vain. Thy reprieve is at an end. Trickery is thy shield. This frail, ignoble creature is not gifted, but chosen. Hearken to me, Hydaelyn. I remember, and I consent. Fear not, mortal. I shall not harm thee.
What's he doing to me? What was that? Uh-oh. Why are the crystals going out? Give me my crystals back. Oh, bring them back all shiny. What did they do to my crystals?
Mayhap thou thinkest me an oath breaker. Thou art mistaken. If thou comest to harm, it shall be by another's hand, not mine. but strip thee of thy mistress's feeble blessing.
But it's a blessing. Why would you do that?
Thou didst profit much by her grace, but no more.
So he said he wasn't going to harm me, but I think this harms me. He took something away from me. Look at the little baby. The little baby.
The covenant binds me to thee. I shall watch, listen, and wait. Fight and struggle, if it be thy will. Man hath ever coveted that which lieth beyond his grasp. I drink of her body, and thence doth mine own find new life.
There's an ad break going on Twitch, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna take a stretch break because I missed the last one. Okay, we are back.
When it hath grown whole, the loyal and penitent shall rejoice. The dragon song heraldeth our beginning and an end.
I like the little baby dragon. You may summon Midgard Stormer by selecting the corresponding entry within your minion guide. Whoa, I got a pet. I was beginning to fear the worst. Were those explosions I saw? But you shouldn't waste time talking with me. Alphonel left a message stating that you were to return to the Rising Stones at once. Ooh, I got an upgrade. Okay, back to the Rising Stones. Must be in the solar with Minfilia. In Ariel Jade, praise the 12 that you are hale and whole. I came as soon as Minfilia informed me of Sir Amric's request. You have completed your investigation of the Keeper of the Lake, I take it? Then I would hear your report. I got to talk to a dragon, and then I got a little baby dragon I can summon. You conversed with Midgard Stormer? I swear, were anyone else to make such a claim, I would regard it with considerable skepticism. Are we to understand that the Worm Lord did not perish, and has in sooth lain dormant these past 15 years? Less a resurrection and more of a rejuvenation of he who dwelleth in eternity, years past as moments. Though his words are ambiguous at times, one statement left little room for interpretation. My people have heard the song, Ishgard shall burn. Clearly an attack is imminent. We must share this information with Sir Amric immediately. However, we dare not divulge our conversation with Midgard Stormer in its entirety. To even acknowledge that you heard the voice of a Dravanian is a grave but necessary risk. Lest we forget, men have been executed as heretics for declaring as much. For your own protection and for the sake of our tenuous relations with Ishgard, the truth cannot leave this room. That's the way to start off a relationship. As for how we shall present our revelation to Sir Amric's emissary, you may leave that to me. I remain here for now. Is there something you're not telling us, Toffee? All the crystals are out. You're not bright and shiny anymore. You seem
different somehow. It's almost as if you're missing something. Something important. Yeah, the crystals are out. He took away my blessing. 12 forfeit. Midgard Stormer stripped you of the blessing of the light? Are you alright? How do you feel? I see. It is a relief to hear that you are otherwise unharmed. It bears belief that any being could possess the power to deprive you of her blessing. Midgard Stormer made mention of the covenant, did he not? One of the ancient myths regarding Silvertear Falls states that when the waters came into existence, so too did the Great Worm. Alfic and Nimya, brother Time and sister Fate, decreed that Midgard Stormer ever watch over the source from which all water and magic was said to flow. I wonder if this was the covenant of which she spoke, and 'twas not the gods with whom he treated, but Heidelin herself. Well, if he watched over you as he claimed, mayhap you will have an opportunity to ask. Let us keep this matter to ourselves. I do not wish to burden our friends needlessly. It's a little baby dragon. Art thou a pawn or master of thy fate? What hast thou wrought by thine own hands, mortal? It's a little baby Midgard Stormer. It's so cute. It's just a little wee thing. Very judgy little wee thing.
My friend, I can scarce believe it. You confronted the Wormlord and lived to tell the tale. I give thanks to Helone for your preservation. It is our sole cause for gladness. Your encounter with the Keeper of the Lake served to confirm our fears. A great worm has roared, and it makes little difference if it was one of the two in Eorzea or any other. The Dravanians are coming.
I am told that Ishgard has magical defenses against Dravanian attack, though I am not privy to their exact nature. Will they be enough to repel a massive force?
Ishgard has weathered countless assaults over centuries. This will be no different. And now that you have confirmed the threat, none can ignore the Lord Commander's calls for the wards to be strengthened. I dare not presume to speak for him, but I expect the Lord Commander would sing your praises. I must away, but we shall meet again soon.
Countless assaults weathered, and this will be no different? Why am I not convinced?
Sorry, a little bit of ice in my mouth. I just wanted to crunch it. These guardians have warred with the Dravanians for centuries, nay, nearly 1,000 years. In all that time, not once have their enemies breached their defenses and entered the city proper. Yet regardless of how strong these magical wards may be, I nevertheless fear that the Ishgardians are underestimating the gravity of the situation. It was not Midgard Midgard Stormer who roared. A call to arms by one of the first brood cannot be ignored. Until such time as they choose to request our aid, however, we can do not but observe the situation at a distance and pray that our fears are unfounded. Ere I forget, I believe Moonbreda has requested a gathering of the Scions. I assume there has been some progress concerning our efforts to combat the Ascians. Pray inform her that our business with the Ishgardians is concluded for the moment. I shall be along once I've completed my communications with the Crystal Braves. Over here. Hello, Moonbreda. All done with your talk of dragons? Wonderful. Because Ascians are next on the menu, let's head into the solar, shall we? To the solar. Now I'm stuck in a magic game with just one. Have fun!
Now that everything's calmed down a bit, relatively speaking I mean, I thought it might be a good time to share our progress on the weapon. I believe we're on the verge of a breakthrough.
Well, don't keep us all in suspense.
Just in case anyone's forgotten, let's start by reviewing what we already know. So, an Ascian is an immortal because its soul doesn't return to the ethereal realm when its host is defeated. Instead, it flees to the place that lies between our world and the void. Therefore, the first step to permanently defeating an Ascian is preventing its soul from making this journey. And if you recall, when we last gathered here, I had verified that white auracite has adequate capacity to entrap the beings, albeit only briefly.
Which left the small matter of their extermination.
Aye. To unmake an Ascian soul, one must needs smite it with a concentrated burst, or blade, of purest ether. However, we wanted for both the data and the means to forge such a weapon.
Short of experimenting on an actual Ascian, you see, there's no way to gauge how much ether its soul is made of. As such, we don't know what etheric density our blade needs to have in order for it to work.
So we'll just have to make the densest blade we can and hope for the best. Though that would require a lot of ether. Hang on a minute. Why didn't we think of this before? White auracite can hold an absolute heap of ether, can't it?
Please tell me you're joking. God's sakes, Ida. I feel as though I'm reliving the same scene over and over with you. How many times do you need to be told that white auracite cannot store ether for long periods? Being intangible matter, ether is given to dispersion. Only in its crystallized form is it a stable source of energy. I will test you later on this, so see to it you do not forget.
Oh my god, Capulino.
Right, yes. It's all coming back to me.
So our hopes rest on good old crystals again, do they? While they are certainly reliable, they leave something to be desired in the area of portability.
Indeed. I am reminded of the quantity of corrupted crystals required to thwart Leviathan, and the extraordinary lengths to which the Lamentsons went to transport them.
What if it should prove that a similar quantity was needed to destroy an Ascian's soul? Or still more?
I do not envy the poor sod who has to lug all of that around on the off chance that an Ascian appears.
That's the very problem we set out to solve, and I reckon we've found the answer. If it isn't practical to lug around the ether we need, we'll just have to draw upon another source. And the only viable source is the land.
If you mean to tap the Great River of Ether, know that it will entail considerable risk. Meddling with the currents may well induce a surge like to the one which despoiled Mordona.
Give me a bit more credit, will you? Why would we need to tap the river when there are veritable reservoirs jutting out all over the land? Aye, I speak of corrupted crystals. It might be that their aspect is out of balance, but a crystal's a crystal. It contains ether, and we can help ourselves to it.
While corrupted crystals are indeed abundant, there is no guarantee that they will be in close proximity at a crucial moment.
But what if we don't need them to be? What if we could tap their power from afar? A malm away, say? If we could do that, we'd have ready access to ether aplenty in almost every corner of Eorzea. I've yet to put my theories to the proof, but I've got a good feeling about this. If no one has any objections, I'd like to see where this avenue leads.
If you think it worth your while, you have my blessing. But tell us, what are your theories? I, for one, am most eager to understand the process, however vaguely.
I thought you might say that, but no one wants to listen to boring old theories all day, do they? I know I don't. So with your permission, I'd like to try something a bit more hands-on. I've already built an etheric siphon especially for this purpose, and I've been meaning to try it out. Thing is, the profusion of corrupted crystals in Mordona makes it something of a high-risk testing ground. If anything goes awry with the siphon, it would be better if it didn't happen within spitting distance of quite so much ether. Ideally, I need an isolated specimen. Does anyone know where I can find one?
May I suggest northern Thanalan? There you will find corrupted crystals of middling size, standing a reasonable distance apart. Ideal for your needs, I should have thought. Oh, and if you do elect to visit the place, I should be much obliged if you would assist me in another matter while you are in the area.
Has something happened?
Movement has been observed at Castrum Meridianum. During Operation Archon, the Alliance dealt the stronghold a heavy blow. Its facilities were extensively damaged, and its garrison reduced to a fraction of its former strength. Not long after our forces withdrew, however, their ranks were replenished by reinforcements from Castrum's sentry. They now seek to rebuild, and to this end they have their sights set upon the ceruleum processing plant. Having lost the Empire's support, the 14th Legion lacks the resources to sustain itself. To them, this is a bid for survival, and they will doubtless fight like desperate men. Though I have dispatched the Crystal Braves, I fear their strength alone may not suffice to stay the Imperial assault. I would request the Scion's aid in the defensive effort.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you were trying to inveigle us into fighting your battle with the promise of shiny crystals.
Inveigles. The words in this game.
Well then, consider me inveigled. I won't lie, the crystals you speak of sound perfect, so the Garleans have to go. Besides, we can't afford to beat about the bush. There's no telling when the Ascians will next appear.
Thine eagerness to hurl thyself into the jaws of danger cometh as little surprise. Exercise due caution, I prithee.
Though you have become a crystal brave, you are yet a scion, Alphino. We could hardly refuse you. Pray, join the Crystal Braves and lend them your support. Thangred and Papalimo shall accompany you. Ida and Yashtola, in the meantime I would have you assist Moonbreeder. Scout out the crystal clusters, that the testing may commence as soon as the Garlean threat has been eliminated.
If it please you, I shall continue mine own experiments on white orosite.
Thank you, Arianger. Everyone, pray see to your preparations and depart as soon as you are able. Go well, and be safe.
Okay, go speak to Alphino. Might be an early night tonight. I was hoping to get both 2.5 and 2.55 done tonight, but I'm thinking just 2. And then 2.55 tomorrow. It would seem that events have once more conspired to rob us of rest and recuperation. Though I wish it otherwise, I must ask that you head straight away to the processing plant. The 4th have already deployed to the area and await the arrival of the Scions. Wilrid will brief you on the developing situation. Meanwhile, I must rendezvous with Captain Ilbert at our headquarters in Alda. I shall take command of our forces there with the lighter part, knowing that you go to support the front lines. Your duties take you to northern Thanalan, do they not? We too must say our farewells to the Rising Stones for a time. Flamen travels to Alda, and we shall serve as her escort. At my daughter's behest, I go to contact certain old acquaintances in the Gilded City. We are beset on all sides by civil unrest and imperial machinations. Threatened by primals and troubled by dragons, we need all the allies we can muster. Many of my friends hold positions of power, you see, and it is my hope that they can be convinced to aid the Scion's cause. If past events have taught us anything, then we know that Eorzea must present a united front, or we shall fall. Ah, how extraordinary that my little Estilia is involved in such far-reaching affairs. I am proud that I now stand at her side, not only as a mother, but also as a colleague. A colleague with influential connections, but I fear that Alda has become a place of danger even for one so familiar with her secrets. Bah, woe betide the blackguard that so much as glares in your directions, milady. Ha ha ha. I shall be well protected, it seems. Shall we be on our way then? Okay. Go to Sir William process.
Cheers, Wilrid. Commander Labier sent word that you'd be coming. A veteran of your talents is most welcome. Not that I don't think we can handle the situation, mind you. I've learned a trick or two since the disaster without Amalja. But returning to the task at hand. The Flames reconnaissance scouts have reported Imperial soldiers assembling at Raban's push. Such a force is likely interested in only one thing, getting their hands on the resources found here at the processing plant. The Garleans could begin marching on us at any time. Pray speak with Lieutenant Edelstein, that he might coordinate our counter strategy. In the meantime, I will inform the others that you have arrived. No doubt it will be welcome tidings. Sergeant Swirl, my soldiers yet tell tales of your deeds during Operation Army. Would that we could sit a while and reminisce about old times, but I fear more pressing matters require our attention. The civilian draftsmen, you see, have come across several highly suspicious crates within the boundaries of the processing plant. I had my sappers take a closer look, and our worst fears were confirmed. These boxes contain powerful explosive devices of Imperial design, no less. By my order, the Flames stationed here are conducting a thorough sweep of the compound as we speak. Though it troubles me that we were unable to comprehend the Imperial spy behind this, I have faith that our men will be able to neutralize the threat for now. In the meantime, our scouts bring troubling news on the latest movements of the Imperial Army. I would once again ask for your aid. We've been keeping a close eye on that Garlean garrison, and it would seem the Imperials have finally began to mobilize. According to the reconnaissance report that just came in, the squads seen leaving the castrum are too few in number to effectively take and hold our position. They will likely mount a swift assault and focus on the acquisition of resources. I have, of course, also shared this report with the Crystal Braves. They've decided to take to the field to meet this assault head-on. I have apprised your fellow scions of the situation, and am heartened to know that they will be joining the effort. Pray report to Lieutenant Elaine, and lend your much welcome strength to the counteroffensive. Check to see if we need a repair. We had to go further. Glad to have you with us, Toffee. As I'm sure Lieutenant Edelstein
has explained, the Garleans have deployed a small force from Castra Meridian in Dinanum. Their main column assembles to the north near Dulamud's Talon, but we've also spied several squads attempting to conceal themselves on the approach to the west. They wish you to rush forth and commit to battle with the main column, leaving the detached force free to raid the plant and pillage supplies. Not much of a strategy, but these are desperate men. Captain Ilbert. Greetings, Scion. I understand the commander bids you and your fellows come lend a hand to the braves. With such mighty heroes at its disposal, the Fourth should have little trouble contending with aught the Garleans might throw at them. But even you cannot be everywhere at once. The Third was getting restless, holed up in Alda, so I marched them out here to fill any holes in the plant's defenses and add their numbers to your counter. The reinforcements are welcome. We've enough soldiers now to divide our own forces and safely engage the enemy far beyond the walls. It would be best to avoid staging a battle anywhere near this much ceruleum. Let's take this fight to the Garlands. A wise course indeed. I shudder to think of the consequences should any of these storage tanks be exposed to fire. If there are no objections, the Scions shall join the Fourth and give battle to this main column. You're with me, Third, then Warrior of Light. Your job will be to intercept these squads holding out in the west and prevent them from reaching the processing. When you're ready to proceed, report to Lieutenant Yu Hayes. His scouts should have a rough idea of where the Imperials have concealed themselves by now. Okay. I know I only have like a few more quests left in 2.5, but I don't even know if I'm gonna make it that far. I'm like really having a hard time keeping my eyes open. I'm so tired. It might be a real early night. A pleasure to be fighting at your side once more, Scion. Our operations invariably succeed when you're around. Victories are wont to pave the road to greater coin. Now this detached force we've been sent to eliminate has split into smaller squads, the better to conceal themselves within the terrain hereabouts, I imagine. We'll need to split ourselves up as well to cover more ground and make sure we root out all these would-be raiders. And seeing as you're an army unto yourself, I've assigned you your own areas to scour clean of enemy soldiers. Aye, this will be the best search and destroy. We'll rendezvous back here when the task is done. Happy hunting, Scion. They left me on my own. Bring out our chocobo. Let's see if there's any points we can put in. Nope. This time. Okay, KFC. Let's fight.
That's a big one. That's a big one right there. I'm gonna click on it. Okay, we did it. Oh, we had to beat the next one. Here. You seem grim, Scion. I'll take that to mean that between us, more than a few Garleans won't be making it back to the castrum. These Imperials, though, they certainly made us earn our pay. I would be a happy man if I never had to hustle with another of these Magitech horrors. It is time we bid this war-torn land farewell. I will contact the 4th and let Lieutenant... I think it's supposed to be Elian. Elian? And no, the west is now clear. I would appreciate it if you would do the same when you report to Lieutenant Edelstein. Edelstein? Sergeant Swirl, what news of the Garleans? Their riding parties are no more then? Excellent. The Amagina engineers will be most relieved to hear that the plant is no longer in any immediate danger. Thank you again for your assistance. Okay, I really hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna end stream because I am like really having a hard time staying awake. There's only like 2 more quests for this, so we'll get it done tomorrow and then finish off 2.55 tomorrow. Should be able to be more rested. I've had a long day. I don't know why I'm so tired. I was sure I had a long work day, but it's not like I don't do that.
We do not stop till nightfall.
Yeah.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
So yeah, sorry, but I'm gonna be ending stream here. I will see you tomorrow. Sorry, Sephiroth, I know you said you can't hear, but I'm sure you'll figure it out when I end the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry for the short stream tonight. See you tomorrow. Bye.